Hello and welcome to my review of OutRun Online Arcade. This was originally released in April 2009 on Xbox Live and the PlayStation Network. It was partially based on OutRun 2 and OutRun 2006 Coast to Coast, and it's kind of a hybrid game between the two. It's neither fully one nor the other. It has a few modes in the game: the OutRun mode, Heart Attack mode, Time Attack, and the continuous mode, which you can either do against the clock or you can just do till you complete the course. There's also, you can select from the original music from the original OutRun game, or you can choose some newer music as well. The original music has been remixed, but it's still nice to play an OutRun game, I think, with the original music going. It has some bits that were actually missing from OutRun 2 and OutRun 2006 Coast to Coast, and this was actually due to the limitations on download sizes for games on Xbox Live Arcade at the time. Now, subsequently those restrictions have been lifted, and there was a hope that the additional features which were missing from this release would actually become available, but they have never been made available for download. And in fact, what's interesting to note is that this game has already been removed from the PlayStation Network in October last year, and is actually scheduled to be removed from Xbox Live Arcade in December this year. Now, apparently this is due to the fact that the license between Sega and Ferrari is due to expire, and I think this is a great shame, because there is going to be no other way to get this game once it's taken off Xbox Live. Unless you've already bought it and downloaded it, then you're simply not going to be able to get hold of this game, because it was never released in retail. There's no box version of this game available. So effectively, guys, once it's been taken off Xbox Live, if you've not bought it by then, you're never going to get the chance to play it. It's a really good game. It's obviously OutRun, and it's a throwback to those classic arcade games from the 80s and 90s. You know, there's very little in the way of actual driving mechanics or driving physics at all. It's just a mad dash to the next checkpoint. The key to being successful in OutRun is to learn how to drift the car, and it really does work as well. Some games which are more serious racing games incorporate drift, which is just so annoying because it's obvious it doesn't work properly, but in this instance it does work properly, and it makes a huge difference. There's a lot of variety in the courses, as you can see from the footage, and in spite of what you see here, there's a lot more different courses as well. This is dictated by which of the two directions you take once you get to the end of each stage. You can either take the left or right lane, and that dictates which route that you take and which of the courses that you'll subsequently be racing on. And again, you know, it's very old school. It's very old school Sega, but it is nice to be able to just pop a game in like this and sit down and enjoy it, and sit down and enjoy playing it without having to deal with the barrage of information or the barrage of tweaking and adjustments that you need to do with the modern day racing cars. I really enjoy playing it. It's not the kind of game, you know, for me that I can sit for hours on end playing like I could do with Forza or, you know, Gran Turismo or games like that. But I mean, it's a good game just to pop in, you know, for half an hour here and there, because it just has that. I mean, it's got those arcade roots, which, you know, that's what it was designed for. It's designed for, you know, a quick fix. It's designed for a quick hit. It's not, these type of games were never designed for people to sit down, you know, for hours on end in one sitting and play and play and play. I mean, obviously you can do if you really want to, but you know, that's not the best way to enjoy the game. I think that, you know, people would become quickly bored of the game if they just sat and played it constantly. But it's good. It's one of those good games that it's good to come back to every now and then and have a blast on it, because it is enjoyable and it is, you know, relatively straightforward. You just keep your finger down on the right trigger and just steer the car left to right, and occasionally tap the brakes if you want to get into a drift. So these, you know, it's not too complex. It's just a very, very simple and easy game to get into. It's strange that Sega hasn't sort of exploited the OutRun franchise in better than what they have done already, because it certainly is one of their, I would say, one of their better franchises, and certainly one which has a huge amount of potential. But it would seem that with this license expiration that's coming up means that we're not likely to ever see any more OutRun games, or certainly ones featuring Ferraris. Just as a quick note, there are a number of decent Ferraris to choose from in this game as well. But to sum up, yeah, it's well worth getting on Xbox Live Arcade, and that's it. It's a really good game. Thanks for watching this video.